J. Michael Bailey is a psychology professor at Northwestern University, where he is best known for his work on the intersection between biology and sexual orientation. In 2003, he published the controversial book, The Man Who Would Be Queen, The Science of Gender Bending and Transsexualism. In addition to rehashing some of his work on gay men and sexual orientation, Bailey also covered the identities of male to female transsexual women. As news of the book reached the transgender community, more and more people became very upset by the claims made by Bailey in the book. Although there is a long laundry list of complaints about the transphobia and sexism in Bailey's book, chief among them are his insistence on theories introduced by Canadian sexologist Ray Blanchard. Blanchard has developed a paradigm of transsexual taxonomy which asserts that male to female transsexuals can be divided into two discrete groupings: homosexual transsexuals and autogynephilics. Homosexual transsexuals are described as very feminine biological males who are attracted to masculine men. The rationale for their desire to transition is closely linked to their sexual desire for men. Autogynephilics are biological males who are sexually turned on by the idea of becoming a woman. They tend to transition later in life and are more often sexually attracted to women. This theory of etiology very much stresses sexual desire and sexual attraction. This ideology flies in the face of decades of research regarding gender identity and the lived experiences of transsexual and transgender women. Transgender people feel a significant dysphoria that results from their internal gender identity not matching their physical sex embodiment. Their sense of gender dysphoria is typically not linked to sexual orientation, sexual practice, or sexual desire. The idea that transsexualism is linked to sexuality is foreign to the vast majority of transgender people who struggle with the incredible stress engendered by having an identity which is incongruous with their assigned physical sex. Many find Bailey's and Blanchard's ideas, which are also echoed by transsexual physician Anne Lawrence, to be ludicrous, offensive, and gravely insidious. In addition, these theories are out of step with the views and practices of the vast majority of helping professionals serving the trans community today. As many others have commented, these theories are reactionary and threaten to set back the clock on the pivotal progress that the trans community has achieved since the early 1990s. In addition to tremendous ideological opposition to the book, there were serious ethics charges which have resulted from this case. Charges were filed against Bailey that he did not correctly acquire permission to use human research subjects with the institution's Human Subject Review Board. In addition, one of Bailey's research subjects alleges that he had sexual relations with her, a charge that he has vigorously denied. The charges were reviewed by Northwestern, but their findings were not made public. Curiously, Bailey stepped down as chair of the psychology department around the same time. Initially, the book was nominated for a Lambda Literary Award, but the nomination was quickly rescinded when trans community activists applied pressure to the organizers of the awards to pull the book from consideration. The response to the Bailey publication is unprecedented in transgender history. In 1979, radical lesbian feminist Janice Raymond, professor emerita of the University of Massachusetts, published a hateful screed called The Transsexual Empire, in which she excoriated the lives of transsexual people. She saved particular venom for male to female transsexual lesbians, who she saw as an imminent threat to the feminist movement. Although there was undoubtedly anger and opposition to the book, 1979 was a very different time period for trans people than 2003. In the nearly 25 ensuing years, the transgender community has grown exponentially and become much more visible, involved in grassroots activism and lobbying, and become more high profile in social, cultural, and political affairs in their communities. In addition, the internet explosion has enabled trans people to interact as never before in history. The political and social advances of the trans community, coupled with the communicative technologies enabled by the World Wide Web, combine to facilitate a tremendous political mobilization against these bizarre and harmful theories.